Hey boys and girls, we're back in the lair. It's really hot outside. I mean, terribly humid and not all nice to be outside for a length of time, and there's no breeze now, and it's better to be down here. We're going to play with something today, but before we get started, I've got a message. Message is that coming up here on Saturday, July the 25th, the New Jersey Antique Radio Club's having our summer tailgate swap meet. That's right, you heard me right. We are having our tailgate summer swap meet over at the Infrared Science and History Center. It's at 2201 Marconi Road. As you see here, I have it up here on the picture. Basically, it's going to be fun. That's all I can say. Because so many of these swap meets and hamfests and everything, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, have been shut down. This is small enough that we could still do this and have a good time. However, I will tell everybody that you're going to be required to wear your mask, and social distancing is going to be enforced. Okay, so make sure that if you do plan to go, you make sure that you're at least 6 feet away from the people around you. Okay, so anyhow, that being said, it should be a good time, and it's always been a lot of fun. And make sure you bring your mask with you. There's going to be water available, and I'll be there. So if you want to come in and stop by and say hello, I'll be there with Mrs. RW and the radio flyer, and the usual gang of characters and club members. So you'll see familiar faces in the video that I plan on doing. So please plan to be there, and we'll have a lot of fun. Now, let's start with something here. I have a bunch of car people, or car acquaintances, car friends. And one of them came up to me the other day. We were out just at a local cruise night, and he came up to me. He says, I was cleaning out a garage, and I happened to come across this. And he says, I remember you like to play around with this kind of stuff, so I figure I'd give this to you. And here it is. This is kind of, it's really rough, but it's just cute. And what this is an Emerson FM only radio. It's a Model 920. It's got the tubeless. I don't know how well I'll put that there so you can see. I think it's only 6 tubes. So it looks like there's a picture of a selenium rectifier there. And the gent that gave this to me says, I plugged this thing in and it actually picked up a couple stations. Okay, so why not? Well, I just saw this on the back of the radio. This looks pretty interesting, eh? Well, let's just go ahead and put it in the Variac. I mean, the guy I got this from, I don't know. I think I could trust him. Let's try it and see what it does. Alrighty. Let's put this on variable, run off the Variac. You'll see the amperage draw right here. And let's get cracking. Okay, 25, 30 volts. No snap, crackle, pop. Let's just keep going. 50 volts. Okay. 75 volts. Let's sit for a second, see if it makes any noise. There's a strong local station right around 99.1 here. So I've got the dial set for around 99 megacycles. Let's keep going. 90 volts. Oh, I heard static. hearing a station. I'm at amazing. Okay. So it's actually working. But I don't know how well. Alright, let's blow it apart and see what it's doing inside. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in an FM only radio, but there's 5 tubes in this radio, not 6. You've got 5 tubes, and then you've got right here a selenium rectifier. And I see that coming off the plug here, we got 5 watt 22 ohm resistor on one side of the 120 going in. And here, let me get this in the picture. Let's take a voltage reading of the selenium rectifier. I would imagine if it ain't like at least 105 volts, it's probably not very good. Oh, we got 113.2, 113.3. That's probably okay. If I turn the volume all the way up, though, it's not. I try to add an antenna to it. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of volume now. Except for that one station, local station. That station's only about 4.5 miles away from here. So, all right, let me just check some tubes and see where we stand on that. All right, here's the 50C5. Let's see where this guy stands here. She's lighting up. There goes the meter. Okay, emissions wise, we look good. Let's check it for shorts. Okay, how about transconductance? Non-issue. Oh, wait a minute, let me leave it in there. It's starting to creep up a little bit. Now, you remember where I did a tube video about transconductance, right? She's creeping up. Now, it may not be an issue in this radio, but there are times where you get excessive transconductance, and it just throws everything out of whack, and the radio just plain shuts down. Okay, there it is. Greek leakage, bad. All right. Well, I'll try a different one in there. One thing I did notice is how hard or easy you can catch down the tube. It says Emerson Dumont. And both Emerson and Dumont must have shared these tubes because they were both manufacturers from Jersey City, New Jersey. So, and this being an Emerson radio, that comes as no surprise to me. There we go. We have two 12BA6s. So here's the first one. I got the tester all set up. Let's see how she's going to play out here. Alright, the first 12BA6 looks like a home run. Let's check our shorts. Okay, and transconductance. Whoa, hold the phone. That's not good. No. Okay, so this tube is ain't gonna work. So we'll put a different 12BA6 in it. Oh, here's the other 12. Well, here's the 12DT8. This is the last tube, and we'll check this one here on emissions. There's 2 tests for this one. Okay, we're good with that. Let's check for shorts. Okay, that looks pretty good. Second test, looking good. Transconductance does not appear to be an issue on either one. Okay, so game plan is going to be, here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace the one bad 12BA6. Even though that 50C5 has some transconductance to it, I'm going to put it back in. It may or may not matter, and this 12DT8 is obviously good. So let's do that and plug the radio in and try it again. On a schematic, there wasn't a whole lot of volume, so I figured I'd take a look at that 150 ohm resistor that's going to the ground, the cathode there. Sometimes these are problems, so let me check it out. And to check components in the circuit, I usually just disconnect one end. But as you see, I have it out, and this is the reason why. Let me get the meter on there. I don't know how well that's coming through in the picture. It might be a reflection there, but 204.1 ohms. So that's definitely a problem with the volume. You know, I checked the selenium rectifier before. You can see we're getting 115 volts DC on that. I kind of thought that was going to be okay, but if you look at the schematic, a little bit low. I noticed too that when I first turned it on, you know, I had 135 volts, but as everything started to power up, it started to drop considerably. Now, it seems to be picking up stations across the dial okay, but just does not have a whole lot of volume. And I guess given that the fact that it's literally a 5-tube radio with a selenium rectifier, I don't know. I think maybe I'll put a diode on there and see if I can get that voltage drop as close to 135 as I can. Okay, I just added a 1N4007 diode as a rectifier and disconnected the original. And you can see we're a little bit high. It's supposed to be 135 volts. So right there, that square is a 22 ohm 5 watt resistor. So let me change that. Maybe we can get this back into the realm of acceptability. The only thing is the volume isn't really increasing too much either. I mean, it's all the way up now on a station, and that's where it's going to be, I guess. On the yo-yo portion of the 19T8, let me back it up so you can see a little bit better. See that R13, the 220K plate resistor there? That thing was measuring almost 280K. It was like 278, 279K. So now that is in and completes the circuit. Now, I've also decided to leave in this was the 1N4007 diode, along with the 22 ohm dropping resistor. On the schematic, we were supposed to get 135 volts, and I'm getting a little over 140. But when I took voltage readings throughout the circuit, everything seems to be okay. I think the 50C5 filament voltage was like 46 volts, and the 19T8 was like 17 volts. The 12 volt tubes were a little over 12 volt. They were like 12.2 or something like that. I think that should probably be okay. So I'm just going to leave everything else alone. And let me clean up the cabinet and put this back together. Okay, home stretch, we added a real 2-prong plug that actually fits quite well on the back of this cabinet here. It actually kind of snapped into the press board and plugged that into the radio. This is the actual FM antenna, which goes into a loop on the back of the set, and it'll work. But really, with 5 tubes, this thing really needs help. So a clip lead on that screw and maybe a 3-foot length of wire will certainly help this thing out.
It's Mazda's Rediscover the Road event at All-American Mazda
there it is.
where you'll find a huge selection of over 200
and it's
Mazdas.
playing. The volume's all the way up, but okay. I put some better knobs on it. These were what was on there, and unfortunately I don't have the gold piece to go over that. So anyway, I got an antenna helper on there, because the only antenna that's on there probably just gonna yield you maybe 2 stations in normal volume. So, but it is what it is. It's a 5-tube FM only radio, and it's rare. It's just really odd. So you know what? In all likelihood, I think I'm going to bring this with me this coming Saturday. So I don't know. First person that yields me a $20 bill so I could put gas in the radio flyer. How's that? And you'll get this Emerson. I'll even throw in the spare knobs. So anyway, again, that's Emerson. Oh, there it is. I got it upside down. Model 920 FM only radio from 1961. So anyway, take care. Hope to see you Saturday. Bye.